White people.
Oh, that's me.
What does it feel like to be white?
Hello viewers, welcome back to the channel. In today's viral TikTok spotlight, a candid monologue from a white woman is stirring up emotions and even deeper conversations, titled "What It Feels Like to Be White." This raw, unscripted reflection has sparked a wave of reaction across social media, some applauding her honesty, others questioning the framing. She opens by attempting to represent the views of the vast majority of white people, claiming race shouldn't matter anymore than hair or eye color. But as her message unfolds, so does a powerful emotion ache, feeling misunderstood, judged and carrying a cultural way she didn't choose. White viewers are reacting with a mix of solidarity, discomfort and gratitude. Some say she's perfectly voiced what they have struggled to express. Others believe the video opens the door for more constructive, nuanced dialogue around race, privilege and identity in 2025. Whether you agree, disagree or fall somewhere in between, this video is undeniable, capturing attention and forcing reflection. Stick around as we break it all down. What is being said, how it's being received, and why it matters now more than ever. Let's get into it.
Wow, okay, that's a loaded question. What does it feel like to be white? Well, first I want to say, and I'm literally going to speak for I want to say 99.9% of white people here, okay? So we don't care about the color of your skin, the culture you ascended from. It's literally like caring what color hair someone has. I don't care if you have blonde hair, brown hair, black hair, blue hair, no hair. Do you? Do you care what color hair someone has? What color eyes they have? Because that's what it's like to me. Like saying I only like people with brown eyes. What? Okay, now that I got that out of the way. Wow, I didn't expect this question to make me emotional. It's like being hated. No matter how you say something or don't say something, no matter how you act or don't act, no matter how much you try to show up in your life every day, you have this target on your back for something that some of your ancestors did so far long ago before you ever existed. Specifically being a white woman, it's like if you're bold and personable and outgoing, you're a bitch and you're conceited and you're full of yourself. And on the flip side, if you're humble and you're quiet and you're bashful, then you're weak. You're a weakling. And it's literally spending your entire life trying so hard to find this perfect balance, this perfect percentage of both that will allow you an existence of just not being judged about everything. Also being a white woman, it's basically having your entire existence and value be directly tied to your weight and what size you wear. So, side note question for Black women, how does it feel feeling beautiful no matter what size you are? Because I don't think as a white woman I have ever experienced that. And I think that's a truly beautiful thing and how it should be. Really what I want to say is we don't know what vessel we're going to be put into on this wild, crazy journey ride that we call life here on Earth. And some shitty things went down in the past involving every culture, okay? And I'm not excusing it. I'm not saying I was happy it happened, obviously. No, I wish none of that never happened to anyone. Now, then, ever. But now it's 2024. Can't we do better? Can't we say it doesn't matter what culture you came from, where your ancestors came from, what family you happen to be born into? What matters is how you show up and how you teach your children. Sorry, I'm surrounded by mosquitoes. How you teach your children to show up so that we can better the path of the journey of life for our future generations. Instead of this mean girl mentality of being jealous and competing with each other, let us be sisters. I really think that's what I want. And I think a lot of people like me want that too. So I don't know. That was just off the cuff there, but that's what it feels like to be white.
That is not me. But I assume white people, what it would be like to be white people. I'd say it feels like this. Just like this. But possibly like a wall. Yeah. Not so circly, but like wall. Flat wall. Or maybe like your bed sheet. Like your white bed sheet. Dull. Or maybe it's satin. Or maybe to be white is like 2 to the 3 to the height. You know?
This is a fair warning that I am uncaffeinated, Melissa, so my thoughts are going to be more on the unfiltered side. I am not trying to invalidate anyone's feelings. That is a hard question for white people to answer. What I am going to do is invite you to consider how your response isn't an answer to the question, but more a defense for what you perceived the intent of the question to be. The question that Glam Melanin asked was an invitation for self-reflection, for introspection. However, you treated it as coming from a place of divisiveness, and so your response was not introspection, but a bunch of reasons for why she should not be asking that question. On top of that, you utilized some very violent language as a way to describe the danger that you feel you're constantly in, when we are the most protected demographic. And the people who are going to be in the most danger, who are in the most danger just for existing, are Black people. If this is something that you or others are looking to work on, I recommend getting in community with white women who are doing anti-racism work and start following Black women who are anti-racism educators. That's how we're going to do better.
I'm going to answer this in the most honest way I can. And not like anybody's answered this question on here. You know, everybody on here is like, oh, it feels like we're hated. And everybody always, you have BET, but you can't have white ET or whatever. Okay? I'm going to say this. I love being white. It's great. And I don't care. I have a family. I have a fiance. I got my dogs. I have a home. I have a job. I have a car. America is awesome. And I don't give a fuck. That's how it feels to be white. Y'all get to be proud of who you are. Why the heck can't we? Why is it so bad for a white person to be proud to be white? I'm proud. Nobody chooses what color they are. Nobody chooses what family they have. All you can choose is what you do with your own life. Be proud of who you are.
I got this. We're tired. We're tired. We're tired of thinking of everything that we want to say from 3 different perspectives before we say it, because we might offend somebody. What is it like to be white? It's fucking exhausting tiptoeing around the tulips of everybody else's feelings. So I have now decided I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about bonnets. I don't care about wave caps. I don't care about braids. I don't give a fuck about the barbecue anymore. I got my own barbecue and it's pretty fucking awesome because I have an entire spice cabinet that should be full of dishes, but it's just spices because, you know, I know how to cook. Ask me any other question than the lazy man's race baiting question. As someone who is an older millennial, baby Gen X, because I was raised by older Gen X baby boomer parents, ask me any other question. Ask me what it's like to grow up in world-changing events my entire life, starting when I was a teenager. Y2K, 9/11, pandemic, bombings, wars, conflicts. Ask me what that's like. Ask me what it's like to be a mom of 3 over 30 who got divorced after being married for 15 years. Ask me what it's like as someone who got diagnosed at 33 with stage 4 cancer. Ask me what it's like to have been a nurse for 14 years, have 2 college degrees, and end up working as a corrections officer and fucking loving my job, finally. Finally. Ask me what I do in a day. Ask me the fucking real shit that happens in a day. Like, you can't make that shit up. That happens every day in my job. It is the same thing every day, but it is a different same thing every day. And it's that shit that you just look at and go, you can't make this shit the fuck up. What the fuck am I listening to? What the fuck am I watching? What the hell? It's literally a people zoo, and not only are the inmates, right, that live there part of that, believe me, officers are too. They watch us like fish in a fishbowl. That just, they web their little wheat. Ask me literally any other question. Ask me what it's like to start over in your life after leaving an abusive man and having negative $10 in your bank account and starting all over from scratch to be diagnosed with cancer not even 6 months later. Ask me anything other than about what it's like to be white, because nobody gives a fuck what it's like to be white, just like I don't give a fuck what it's like to be black. I really couldn't care less. I don't care. Are you happy? Are you healthy? Are you blessed? Do you eat well? Do you have a job? Do you pay your bills? Do you have unique life experiences that could help me in my life experiences? Are you a good person? Those are legitimate questions. Those are good questions. But if I'm grading your question on a scale from 100 to negative, that race-baited lazy man's question, negative. I'm sorry. And you should really do better. Do better trying to get attention. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck that you're a black woman who wants to know what white women feel like. You don't care. You just want the attention that comes from that, and I know I'm feeding into it, but I can't scroll 4 videos on my For You page without seeing this goddamn question. So that's the fucking answer. How do white women feel? We're fucking exhausted. And I bet if we ask you, a black woman, man, how's it feel to be a black woman? You're gonna look me dead in the face and go, man, it's fucking exhausting. Yep. Not that much different, are we? Fucking get some more original content, because this is beyond stupid at this point.
Alright, let's talk about this TikTok that is making the rounds, what it feels like to be white. It's raw, it's emotional, and it's honest. And depending on who you ask, it's either reflection or controversial. The woman in the video speaks directly to camera, no script, no polish, just her and her thoughts. She says she's speaking for 99.9% of the white people, that they don't care what color your skin is, what your culture is, where you come from. To her, skin color is like eye color or hair color. And to many people, that kind of colorblind ideology sounds nice on the surface. After all, isn't the dream to live in a world where color doesn't matter? But here's the tension. Saying color doesn't matter in a world where it still very much does for a lot of people, especially black and brown people, can unintentionally erase their life experience. So while her intent may be say, we are all human, is risks skipping over the complexity of how race has shaped people's life, opportunities and treatments, past and present. She goes on to talk about what it feels like to live as a white person today, and it's not what you did expect. It's not about privilege, it's not about power, it's about feeling hated, feeling like there is a target on your back for what your ancestors may have done. That no matter how you speak, how you act, or how you try to live, there is a judgment. If you are confident, you are arrogant. If you are quiet, you are weak. You can feel the pressure in her voice. That exhausting contact need to strike a perfect balance in order to be acceptable. Now, this hits home for a lot of people, especially white women, who feel like they are walking on eggshells in today's conversation about race, identity, and accountability. There is this undying fear of saying the wrong thing, of being misunderstood, or being lumped into with historical wrongdoing. And that anxiety is real, is not imagined, but at the same time, it's important to differentiate discomfort from oppression. Because being uncomfortable in conversations about race is not the same as being discriminated against. She even takes a moment to compare her experience to black women, especially around beauty standards. She asks, how does it feel to feel beautiful, no matter your size, and says she never experienced that as a white woman. She feels that kind of self-love has something powerful and she admires it. That moment of genuine appreciation struck a chord with a lot of viewers. It's vulnerable, it's a kind of admission that self-worth doesn't come easy, and that sometimes the grass really doesn't look greener. And here's where things get more physiological. She reflects on the randomness of life, how none of us choose the body we are born into, and that the sense of the past, colonialism, slavery, oppression, those wasn't her doing. She wishes none of it had ever happened. She believes it's time to move forward together, that how we show up today and how we raise our kids today is what matters most. That is a message a lot of people resonate with. But here is the catch. Moving forward without looking back, without acknowledging the ripple effect of history, can lead to repeating the same patterns. We can't heal what we won't confront. So why yes, we didn't choose our vessel. We do choose how we participate in the world we inherited. Now let's talk about the reactions, because they have been flooding in. Some white viewers said, thank you. You said what we have been afraid to say. They appreciated the emotional honesty. They felt seen. Others pushed back, saying the video centered white feelings in a conversation that shouldn't be about marginalized voices. That it makes the comfort the headline when the real issue is systemic inequality. Then you have black creators responding with mixed reactions. Some said they appreciated the attempt at connection, especially the part about admiring black women's confidence and beauty. But others felt it was more than the same, emotional white vulnerability overshadowing meaningful allyship. One creator said, it's not about how you feel being white, it's about what you do with that whiteness. And that is a key point. Awareness is good, empathy is good, but at the same point, we have to move from expressing how we feel to changing how we act. Whether that is speaking up in rooms where others are silent, challenging biases with ourselves, and or uplifting stories that haven't been heard enough. The woman in the video ends by calling for unity, less judgment, less jealousy, more sisterhood. And honestly, that is a beautiful vision. A lot of people across every race and identity wants that, but getting there takes a lot more than good intentions. It takes hard conversations, accountability, and a willingness to sit in discomfort without rushing to erase it. And yes, it takes love, real radical empathy love, the kind that doesn't just make people feel better but actually does better. So where does that leave us? Well, maybe this TikTok isn't the perfect conversation, maybe it doesn't get everything right, but it did get people talking, and that is something, because silence is easy, reflection is hard, and conversation, real, honesty, vulnerable conversation is the bridge. So whether you agree with her or not, whether you felt seen or uncomfortable or both, this video did what art is supposed to do. It sparked emotion, challenged assumption, and opened the door just a little wider for dialogue. And maybe, just maybe, that is the first step to becoming better humans together. If you got value from the commentary, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more cultural breakdowns, and drop a comment below. What do you think? Did this video resonate with you or raise more questions than answers? Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.